What y'all got shaking, baby? You would. You hear me? You would. How y'all doing? How you doing, Miss Lisa Cad? You did? Bergen County. Lori. Shay. Man, so you can see I got my on-call clothes right here, man. I'm trying to venture out in the world. I was gonna go live. I promise you I was. I was gonna go live, but I see Sweetie Pie Low, Ziggy, Fred, and the Reverend. You hear me? They going live. So I want to kind of sit back and watch some of that. You dig? Cheesecake Mafia, what's up, baby? I want to sit back and watch a little bit of what they got going on before I really bust a move, because that's what I'm gonna be covering is the Sweetie Pie Low stuff. Hey, Miss Connie. So that's really, that was the play. What the heck is this over here? How y'all doing? It was a busy day yesterday. Yeah, it sure was. What is this? Oh, somebody dumped their trash out. I thought it was somebody needs some investigating. You dig? Hey, Patricia. Good to see you, baby. Where's my wallet at? I'm gonna take you in the store with me. Oh, shit. Shoot. My dang on back hurts. Hey, boys, what's up, baby? Yeah, you already know. Man, so today, sorry if I'm not keeping. What's up, Deborah? How you doing? You all right? Good, how you doing? Already. So, man, I was at work, right? How's everybody doing? Bang, bang. What's up, Miss Opal? What you got shaking, baby? What's up, turn the page? Sweet D. Brooke. What's up, baby? Can I get a pack of Newport 100s, please? I don't look old enough?
No.
Hey, she said I don't look old enough.
79, I never would have called.
Hey!
That's pretty good, babe.
Thank you.
Need, babe?
I need a matcha. Let me see.
Which one
You got a cheap one?
Yeah, they did $1.99.
Okay, yeah. Take that one.
It's going to be $14.51, okay?
All right. Who else we got in here? TOG, what's up, baby? No cash back. Hold on 1 second. All right.
Okay, thank you, honey.
You have a good day. All that honey stuff. You hear me? Hey, Pink Roses, what's up, baby? I ain't see you. You hear me? Jinx, what's up, baby? Don't forget the donuts. So, I don't know. Oops. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch. It was sort of an impromptu situation. But I'll tell you what. I had a pretty good time over at Mark Terry's spot. Hey, Pamela Tate, good to see you, baby. Hold on 1 second. Connie. What Connie say? Oh, Miss Connie. You know, I think Kaz. cow herd. Nano forever. It's cold. Insane. Man, it's getting cold here too. I know you can see it on my face. Oh, so I was at work, right? I run around yonder to get me a Red Bull, and I look to my left. Yes, Miss Beverly. Yes. Is this Connie right here? Is this Connie? Is that what we was talking about earlier? Miss you too, Nano. I got me a bump right there. No, it's okay. All right, Miss Connie. I'm so 777. I'm really regretful to hear that. I know there's been quite a few situations, you know, that've been untimely. So, man, I go around yonder to get me a Red Bull. I look to my left. I love all of y'all individually, so if I don't see you, it's because I'm about to hit these country roads and whatnot. So, man, I look to my left, and I see this Jeep, and I see what looks to be like a 3-year-old sitting in, like, standing up behind the wheel, right? So, I take a closer look, and I'm like, man, hold on, wait. Yes, Kaz, yes. I'm like, wait, man, that's a 3-year-old in one of them big old Jeeps with the motor running, and he's by himself. So I go in, and you know me, I'm in investigative mode, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, whose child could this be? So I'm just, I get my Red Bull and I step outside, and I'm outside, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to go anywhere until, yeah. But the story goes, it gets even wilder, right? So I'm standing there, and I've been standing out there for like 10 minutes, right? A good 10 minutes. I'm standing there, and the mom comes out, right? Because the little boy, he had rolled down the driver's window. So she comes out, and she rolls the window back up, right? Let me turn some air on. She rolls the window back up. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, I was like, that's messed up. You left that baby in there. And she acted like she couldn't hear me, right? She was a Hispanic chick, so maybe, I don't know if she even speaks English. I don't know, right? So she goes back in the store, and I'm standing there. I'm like, you know what? Like, this is out of pocket, right? Then probably about 5 minutes later, this black truck pulls up alongside of the Jeep. And meanwhile, the little boy, he's opened the back passenger door. He's cracked it, right? So this lady, there's 2 ladies in this truck. Both ladies get out of the front of the truck, and the driver lady, she sees that the little boy has opened the door. And she opens it up, looks in there, and then shuts the door. I'm thinking, well, if that was the wrong kind of situation, that lady could have just snatched this little boy. So I'm chilling for a second, and then all of a sudden, this little girl, she probably was 4, pops out of the back seat of this truck, and she jumps into the driver's seat of the truck. So now you have a little boy who's about 3 and a little girl who's about 4, both in vehicles next to each other with no parents. And I'm thinking, wow, right? Like, it takes yeah, Kaz, I was really beside myself, right? And so I went into the dollar store, and I told the girl behind the thing, I was like, man, it's, it's a situation out here, right? So, and I was, pressed for time, so I'm on my way out of the store, and I'm standing there, and somebody from the truck, they come back out to the truck. So that situation got tidied up, and as I'm walking out, the lady from the Jeep, she gets in the Jeep. I see her, and I'm like, you know what, that's throwed off. But I got her license plate number, and I had mentioned it to somebody in the store, and they were like, no, yeah, she's done that before, and we've warned her that if she does it again, you know, we're gonna call the police. And I'm thinking, you know what, I should have called the police, right? But I just, you know, I was standing there, and, you know, and I got a situation where you know what I'm saying, I don't really want no police contact, so I just stood there until it went down, and I let her know that I knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm in, you know, I'm in my suit, so she knows I ain't just no regular, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, like, I say that to say, like, it doesn't matter if you're running in the store for 1 second, right? Like, it's all it takes, right? I mean, as quickly as I saw this lady jump out of her truck, this little boy had the door open. If the situation wasn't, you know what I'm saying, if the situation was different, man, look here, they just snatched that little boy, or could have snatched the little boy, right? So yeah, I mean, I got her license plate number, and you know, while I'm standing there, I'm looking it up online, and they're like, yeah, in most states, that's like way against the law, you know. Yeah, TLC, you know, God put me, you know, but the people in the store was like, yeah, no, she's done that before, and she's actually been threatened. So yeah, you know, I mean, it just, you know, all I could think in my mind, I'm going through the mechanics of well, that too, Sweet D, right? But somebody in the store was like, one time he rolled the window down and was like hanging out the window, and I'm like, oh, my 3-year-old, like, you know, imagine a 3-year-old fall out of a window he's hanging out of, and, you know, bumps his little head or whatever. But in my mind, you know, the first thing, he's like jumping on the seat, then he's like biting on the steering wheel, and he's doing this, and I'm like, this is as wild a situation as I have seen in quite some time. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this little boy is gonna run this truck through this store. That was my first mind was like, this little boy is getting ready to run this truck through this store. And then I got to thinking, and I was like, no, like, he would definitely have to have a foot on the brake, and then, you know, be able to maneuver the shifter and all those things. But that doesn't make it any better, right? Like, I don't know, like, it happens everywhere, right? Like, cinnamon, you're right, I shouldn't be. Anyway, so that was kind of my day, and, you know, got some stuff going on, and I'm actually I did like a pre-registration today to start working with the Quanas, and I kind of got a foot in the door with the Rotary, the Rotarians. So kind of looking forward to, my boss is like, yeah, you must lean towards the Rotary, you know, it's more business oriented, and, you know, you can really, you know, kind of pick and choose, you know, what kind of things you want to get involved in. So you know, I'm really looking forward to my civic service, you know. So that's really kind of what I had going on. I definitely was like, man, no, I can't go 2 days in a row, you hear me, without coming on and at least saying, listen, this is, because I had every intention. I mean, I got the computer and all the stuff right here, and I was like, you know what? You know how it is, like, I in my mind, I was like, you know what? I do. TOG, I have a lot to offer. And with what I want to do with my career, is it definitely is going to take for me to spread my name out, you know, get to meeting a lot of different people, and you know, be able to kind of do my stuff. So yeah, and kind of revamping, you know, a few things, starting a few things in terms of like, you know, kind of being a source for resources and whatnot for bereavement. You know, I won't go too deep into it until I get it, you know, a little more refined, but just really gonna try to get the feelers out there, and I'm excited to do, you know, donating of my time, and all for a good cause, you know, in my own community. So, you know, that's that. But yeah, no, I definitely was like, man, I better come out here and I better at least say something, because in my mind, how I feel like it would work is that if I went live and covered the first part of what they did, because what I'm aiming for essentially is it takes about 2 hours, hour and a half to like really cover 1 hour of coverage, right? And that's really just kind of like keeping it light and brief and moving on to the next point. So I would really hate to have any part in changing the course of what they have going on over there, because I assume with all, we don't have no toxic people over here, baby. Hey, beloved, we don't have no toxic people over here. Meanwhile, over there, if you remember the last time I covered the Donna Serafina stuff, man, it was a couple of people that just shot right over there, and you know, they're people we never seen before. We haven't seen them since. So what you know, it led me to believe was that Donna Serafina or somebody shared the planner for the upcoming live stream and was sort of like sending the flying monkeys over, right? So I just assumed that if I had done that again, right, like they would be over there in her discussion area saying, hey, Benny Keys is covering your first one. I don't want to change the course of it, right? So there's that. On a different note, last night, Justin and a lady named Sam, if anybody knows who the Sam, it's something revisited. If you could please drop her link in the discussion, I would be forever grateful. Justin and her, they covered last night the Michael Vaughn probable cause affidavit, and I usually don't get involved with listening to a lot of that stuff. I think solely because of the pace, right? It's just a slower pace, and you know, I got so much going in life that you know, I'm ping-ponging back and forth, and I want to get back to, you guys remember, I used to do case studies and, you know, reading all the stuff just like that, but I got the entirety of Justin and Sam's situation, and they got down to, you know, basically the details of his abduction, and I tell you what, it was awful. It was awful. It was, you know, and of course I think you also got to take it with a grain of salt, because you just don't know, you know, it's preliminary right now, although that's what's in the books for, in terms of the affidavit. Yeah, they did, TOG. They really did. They covered it with with real sensitive, with a lot of sensitivity, right? Sensitively. So I you know, applaud them for that. But just some of these details, right? It's like, you know, it just was very hard to just conceptualize, you know, really what had happened, right? And I think that I have some comments about, you know, that I'll keep to myself, or maybe I'll do a members video about it in terms of like motive, right? But and I don't want to go too deep, because I don't want to tie myself up with talking about my opinion publicly about that, because it's just, you know, Brandy bebops around on these streets, and I don't want to say anything that, you know, that she could run into publicly, and, you know, just some things just aren't for the public consumption. But one of the takeaways, I think one of the bright spots is that there is some information that there is potentially two people. Yes, Pink. There's potentially two people that know where little Mikey is located. And I find that to be the bright spot in the situation. Hey, Mark, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. So I'm driving, man, but I'm gonna hook you up when the stream's over. I'll give you some metal to carry around, man, so you don't, you know, we don't do too much blocking over here, you know. But you know, it made me think that the fact that the law enforcement knows where little Mikey's located, that, you know, there's such a wealth of information in the probable cause affidavit that I feel like, you know, that no one knew about, right? Law enforcement already knew things. Meanwhile, I think it was sort of, you know, one of my favorite terms is like proof of concept, right? Like, I think that they had a wealth of information. Meanwhile, they're just sitting back, allowing Stacy and Brandon and Sarah and Adrian to talk, right? And then you can sort of gauge responses behind what's in the paperwork, right? So I hope that if they don't have little Mikey already, that they are diligently working on locating him and bringing him home. Like, I think that it's, you know, I had made a video 10 days or 2 weeks ago where I was like, if you know, the OGs will know, it was towards Stacy. You know, it was basically like, hey, you know what I mean, if you know where little Mikey's at, you better hurry up and tell it before somebody else tells it. And Mr. T, thank you for your contribution, King. You know it means the world to us. Boom. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark. I do appreciate you, sir. It's never expected, but always appreciated. Always appreciated. Now that and I got the feeling, and you know, I could be wrong, but I got the feeling that it was people other than suspects that may have alluded to where little Mikey is. And I really hope that that's the case. And let me tell you why, because I don't feel like none of them should get a break, right? I don't know. Like, don't give none of them people a break. Don't give none of them, you know, like, hold them to the fire. Did I pass the, like, legitimately hold them to the fire, you know? So I'm really hoping and praying that it is an outside source that's giving them information, and that, you know, all of them have to really face the fire for what they've done to little Mikey, right? It is just absolutely, it's despicable, the affidavit. And I'm not going to go into it. If you want to see it, then you can go watch it on Justin's channel. It's a live he did last night, titled the Michael Vaughn probable cause affidavit. And go ahead and check that out. I would tell you, you know, trigger warning ahead of time. It is very, very sensitive content. And I actually, you guys know what I do for a living, but the description of all of it, right? I could see it in my head, and I had to walk away for a good 20, 25 minutes. And then I came back towards the end portion of it. It was just a little bit too much for me. I couldn't do no more. So I think that, you know, I think that that's actually a good thing, right? I thought about it. I was like, well, the stuff I look at work, and this is bothering me. Like, it's supposed to, like, right? That kind of thing is supposed to bother you, right? It doesn't matter what you do or what you've seen. Like, that stuff is supposed to really, it's supposed to get in your chest and in your head and let you know that you still human, right? So Hey, Tish. Hey, rapper. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well too, sir. Thank you again, Mr. Mark. I sure appreciate you, buddy. Immensely. We're gonna get us some. We are gonna get us some. Let's see. The skirt. Let me see here. So yeah, how you doing? Can I get this here? Yeah, let me get 2 pounds, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so that's kind of what's shaking. And again, I appreciate everyone's patience with me because where's the queso fresca? Because I had every intention on going live. Plus, I have agreed to. This is a shameless plug for Mr. T. We had a really good conversation last night, and I enjoyed it. And I tell you what, Mr. T is a pretty good host. He keeps the engagement going. Not only that, but I like the way that if you're not saying a lot, like he's gonna pull you back in. He can say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And then he's gonna pull you back in. So again, and I spoke about it. Like I'm a real queso is in front of the register. Thank you, buddy. All right, you too now. I forgot what I was saying. I was so taken back by by the text. Where's the limes? Tell me where the limes are. Oh yeah, Mr. Mark. I'm a big proponent of being able to have a educated conversation with someone, regardless of what the internet thinks or what I think the internet thinks. Like we just having a conversation in the moment, right? And so, where's your limes at?
These are gonna be way in the back.
Gotcha. So, I don't know how people, because I know all of us have different things going on, and everyone has an opinion, and so, just kind of to preface it, like I appreciate you, buddy. Man, you're a real one. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm a grown man. I have conversations with whoever I want. And that being said, like, I'm not here to judge people on past performances, so it'll be me, X Factor, Mr. T, and Ernie, right? So, and we had a series of very educated questions and topics, and I really liked how it went. So, hold on one second. Anyhow, thank you, Mr. T. I sure appreciate it. We got time today. Yeah, talk like adults, right? And I hope that throughout the course of it that, potentially could change some minds and change some hearts. You know what I mean? So, orale. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Anyways, that's really all I got for tonight. Beast mode, Benny. My boss calls me. At first, I had to ask her. I was like, "What did you just say?" She calls me Benegade instead of Renegade. She calls me Benegade, and I had to say, "Hold on, man. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it." Because of course, with a name like Ben, man, there's all kinds of snazzy nicknames you could give somebody. anyways, I sure appreciate you, Mark. But yeah, I think that, we could have some really riveting conversations over at Mark's, and it, could be about current events, but at the same time, like a lot of what we talked about had nothing to do with current events. It was all about our perspective. He has some really cool questions about just our lives, like what we would change, what we want to do, and I found it to be a stimulating conversation. It was everyone, everyone everyone played in, and the answers were well thought out and yada yada yada. So I think it was a good mix of personalities, right? So shouts out to Kevin, Mark, and Ernie. So yeah, me too, Mark. I do look forward to it, and in fact, I'm going to do some homework and try to be able to bring some of the same stuff you bring into the table, like be able to come with some really good, some riveting questions, and I think that it'll probably be very refreshing to be able to have conversation that's